Okay, let's take a quick look at this then. I'm just looking at the the post I put on Twitter earlier. Oh, it's not gonna load this at all. I need to cut it down so it's not freaking out so much. So we need to find the game on Monaco. This is Vegas Stadium. Right, here we go, Monaco. We don't really need sound. What we're specifically going to be looking at is frames. So we don't need, we need it to be up until, this is where I click abandoned. Matchmaking suspension for 10 minutes. Okay. Shit, my desk is a mess. We've just had dinner. So, right, so what I want to do with this snapping behavior is I want to see precisely where it snapped to, because I was watching, I created a little 10-second clip of it just so I could sort of see if there was a pattern. Like bots, generally speaking, have a pattern to where they snap to. Like if it was bad mouse coordination, or if it was lag or whatever. Like it could be polling rate, but basically, I don't believe that realistically. So this is where I died. This is where I'm watching our light. Actually, I could hold on. No, it's probably best if we do this way. So this is our heavy in a tree. So we want from the moment he dies, and we start spectating this guy. Cool. Okay. So what we need is to go over this frame by frame. Right, so it's here. Okay, that looks maybe natural, but it seems pretty dead set on that one spot multiple times. It's like 3 frame. Hold on, let me get up Notepad. So we have a 3 frame snap. And it always returns to, is it exactly the same spot? It is, it's exactly the same spot on that tree. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense. 3 frame snap to specific spot on the tree. If it was if it was something else, it would be random. Like it wouldn't be exactly the same spot to the best of my, from what I understand. Yep, it's always the same spot, and then he fires, returns the same spot. What's over here? What's up there? I wonder, because that's the other space it goes up to. Is there? There might be a player up on that hill. There might be a player up here, and then it returns right back to that. Pure reload, straight reload, which you normally don't do on SA 12, 16, 16, 12. Okay, so now we're focusing on a completely separate area. Right, so we know there's one purple on top of the stairs. It keeps dragging it back to that. It might be something dragging the cursor back, but I don't see how that would work. And yeah, it keeps... The tiny micro adjustments here are very confusing. Because these aren't even micro adjustments, they are teleports. Like that's... You'd need crazy high DPS. Oh, hold on. No, yeah, like that's 1 frame. Hold on. 1 frame. Bonk. That's not a movement, that's a teleport. Because I imagine, unless you got crazy high DPI, you'd need, there'd be like a motion for the movement. It wouldn't just be an immediate snap. So there must be an enemy over by... Oh, hold on. Did they just pick up... No, they already got the cash box. Okay. So this is where I assume he gets... Yeah, now he's snapping back to that. So that exact position on the map... I'm trying to think here, because... So this is where our light died. Which is just on the... this is on the stairs. So just past that is the buildings. Hold on, let me bring up a map of Monaco so I can sort of explain what I'm talking about. So on Monaco, you've got this steps here is where he died. So he's snapping to somewhere along this corridor, give or take. But it's pointing down. I guess it could be. I don't know. Is that where the construction site is? If you aim directly forward from, so he's about. Let me see. Statue, small house, small building. So he's here. And he's probably is in this wooded area. So yeah, he could hypothetically be pointing at the construction. That area of the construction is the only lower point on the map than where he currently is, or I think it might be roughly even to where he is. But yeah, it's just okay. So there's maybe they're reviving. Maybe there's somebody reviving over there. I don't know. Maybe it's slightly aimed down, but it's like okay, that looks more. Okay, that's me being revived, so we don't need to see this. Okay, so back to the heavy. Yep. There's a bit just before this for the heavy, isn't there? Okay, this is our light. So I imagine must die here. Right, so back onto the heavy. Right, what's that flick? Would there be an enemy there? I don't imagine there would be. But again, there's no natural movement. That's like a 60-degree snap, give or take. Well, then it snaps something behind him. A building. And then back to exactly. Is that the same place? Same position? Let me see. No. Is it possible it moved? I don't think a team would be rotating in that. Like, I mean, I've got a decent amount of knowledge of the finals, and I don't imagine a team would be rotating that specific way. Let's see. Yeah, like again, that's like a full 200. What's that turn there? It's like 160, and then immediately 1, 2, and he's done a 180 in like less than 2 frames. Let me see. Okay, let me just ask chat. Chat, is it possible to 180 perform a 180-degree turn in 2 frames? Short answer, no, not humanly. At 60 FPS, 2 frames is about 33 milliseconds. To rotate 180 degrees in that time, the finals would require either absurdly high DPI, extreme sensitivity, basically unplayable levels, or an aimbot automated camera snap. Typical high-level FPS players can comfortably flick 90 to 120 degrees in about 100 to 150 milliseconds. Anything beyond that starts requiring unreasonably high DPI or sensitivity, which makes fine aiming basically impossible. Even at insane settings at 6400 DPI plus max sense, a human flick still involves micro adjustments and rarely lands perfectly on target, which this has done several times because I'm pretty sure it's locked onto that multiple times. Most games, including the final, update camera rotation per frame based on your input delta. To achieve 180 flick in 33 milliseconds, your mouse delta would need to max out the input scale for 2 consecutive frames. That means insane sustained input velocity, but you'd expect overshoot or wobble towards if it looks perfectly clean. Yeah, because that is a perfect lock. It's locked onto whatever this is. What is that? That is. That'd be where the lift is in the pocket park. Considering that what he's looking at here is this building, because he's coming down. No, he'd be on this building. Hold on, is that correct? Yeah, because the ledge is there, so he's here going into residential. So I mean, yeah, like he's looking at the lift, the where sometimes the cash box spawns there. Okay, but yeah, you see, it always locks directly onto that center mass, which is weird because maybe they put bones into. Maybe that'd be fucking hilarious. Imagine they put like player bones into stuff like that, so then like aimbots lock onto it by mistake. That'd be fuck. And again, yeah, look at that. So that is. I don't know if it's. I imagine it has to be counterclockwise, but that's more than 180 degree zone. That'd be like a 260-degree zone. So yeah, that's. And then where that is, I don't think there are any other players on this. Like basically, we are here, and I don't think there'd be anyone here at all. So what? I don't know what he's locking onto, unless Embark specifically have done something very smart and put player bones into like center mass into other things on the map, so then players can't aimbot as effectively. Because to the best of my knowledge, the way an aimbot works is it locks onto what they call bones. I don't know if that's the real term for it, but you know, yeah. And look at that, it goes from looking down straight back to lock on there, and onto that building again. I wonder if that's what Embark has done to like combat cheating. Let's go to the next one because I want to reach. There's a bit where I'm in a house. Oh, it's here. It's here. This is the one I want to lock onto. This is a bit I want to analyze specifically. Okay, I die. Yep, I get salty because I died. Right, so he's looking down. Is that the same three positions? Yeah, it is. Same three positions. That panel, the wall directly there. Yeah, literally the same position. I bet if I go back a few more frames, it drifts right back down to, okay, it's that same position on the wall. Yep, right back into that box. And this happens multiple times. Yeah, because I mean, I'm skipping a bunch of frames, and like, this is happening within frames. Like, we're not even talking like smooth motion here. That was just a straight up fucking teleport. Logs onto the totem. Logs onto, oh, wow, that was the fastest one. Okay. I think what they've, I'm not 100% sure because I don't know really a lot about this kind of stuff. But yeah, like when a player locks onto the same position like 100 times, you know, in the space of a few seconds, deliberately throwing a mortar, yeah, or aimbotting. This is me getting salty that our teammate decided to. I don't know what he was doing there. Okay, hold on. Here we go. And again, it's locking on, and we know there are players at that position because that is Royal Plaza. He's in. Let me see. This alley is. Where is this alley? Because I know where this alley is. Right, so he comes out. So he's in residential. He's in the middle of the map, more or less. Because this is the under construction version of the map. So where he would be is somewhere. No, hold on. Yeah, this would be shopping district. My bad. So I imagine the alley he's in is this one very specifically right here. He's in the alley, like right here. There's an alley that runs along here, and I reckon that's what he's in when I come back from reporting him. So we're looking. So yeah, I guess at this point he's probably trying to wrestle with the aimbot. Like as you can see, even when he's moving, it's still very much locked on to that center bone. Reporting him. locks onto. I mean, if they're in Royal Plaza, it's possible there are still enemies there, and then that is a very fast snap. Just boom, immediate, like 180, nearly 200-degree turn in one frame, maybe two. Yeah, boom, and then back to that exact spot on the wall. Back to that exact spot. Back to that exact spot. Back to that exact spot. You see, that's the thing, is this isn't something a human can do. I don't believe. Like, because that is very, very specifically targeting that very, very specific segment of wall. If I could paint on that, then I would mark it, but like you can see it continuing to always try dragging back to that specifically. Yeah, multiple times. It always snaps back directly to. Okay, this is our teammate back, who decides to. This is the reason I left, is because he decided to take a fight when he could have revived. But yeah, so I think that's beyond a shadow of a doubt. You spotted a 120 snap in one frame and a 180 snap in two frames. It's not normal human movement. If those snaps happen towards a cash out, and especially if enemies were likely nearby but not visible. So, my my theory is that I'm trying to find the definition I had earlier. Okay. There might be subtle target snapping with auto 5 headshots in the final. Specifically, there have been waves of cheaters since season 3, especially ones using legit looking configs where it only locks just enough to track targets without looking too robotic. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for where it explained to me how these things work. I should have read that dude's white paper. You know what I was talking about. But yeah, I can input a 4-second clip to ChatGPT and it will. Oh, here we go. Aimbots use bones, head, chest, etc. for target locking. If the devs haven't fully patched out the ESP data, the cheat can still see targets even if you can't. So, what I think Embark have done, and if it is what they've done, then they are far smarter than I've ever given them credit for, is that they have put like character bones into specific areas on the map. So then, if people are using aimbots, it locks onto it locks onto stuff that isn't players. And if that's what they've done, that's extremely smart. Like I won't take that away from them. I won't say that they haven't done that. But it seems like if they have done that, that's very, very fucking smart. And I will owe them all the kudos in the world. Anyway, that's we've broken it down. This guy was obviously using an aimbot. That's all there is to it.